Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals. Welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. I am planning the week of the 29th of May 2024 using this Plannerface kit with art by Kidnish Jess. This is the last of my birthday kits for my birthday month. I can't believe I am like 2 weeks into being 30. Like, what is going on? How is time passing this quickly? It might even be longer than that. I don't even know. But yeah, thought I'd do one last hurrah birthday celebration spread, and I am using a foil bundle by Crest Press called Sprinkles, which came with one of her birthday kits in a sparkly hollow, and I'm also using underlays from my shop in Lilac Lines. They are balloons. They just go really well, and I love how this came together. I love pulling out purple in a kit when there's pink and purple, because I am a purple girly, not a pink girly as a general rule. I'm not a big pink fan, in fact. I decided to do my base a little bit differently this time, and I worked through a full day. Not sure it worked very well. I did it. It was fine. It was what it was. But yeah, I do PR for Plannerface. I don't know that I've said this. So you can use Tilly to save 10% and mention me for one of the seasonal freebies that are super cute, and I love them. We only have one day extender this week, and for some reason, this Plan With Me and my last Plan With Me are really short, and I don't really know why, because especially the last Plan With Me, because I layered underlays with underlays, and I was like, why is this so short? But it is. I mean, this one only has one underlay, so it kind of one extender, so it kind of makes sense. But like, yeah, I don't know why it's so short. It's only a 15-minute video, and I speed my videos up the same every time. The base gets 5 times faster, the boxes gets 4 times faster, and the like day by day bit is 1.5 times speed in the rest of the video. So I don't know how it's only 16 minutes. On which note, I should get on with telling you about the books I read and stuff in my sidebar. So I finished 2 books this week. The first is the third in the His Dark Materials trilogy. You'll have heard me talking about this if you watched any of my recent videos. So this is The Amber Spyglass. I give it 5 stars. I love the His Dark Materials trilogy. They are something I am rereading at the moment again and again because they are my comfort reads right now. And yeah, I just am obsessed. So yeah, I was really pleased with that. I'm really enjoying that. Sorry, words. Why are words so hard? Really enjoying it. The series is about Lyra and Will, who are 11, 12 and 13, I believe, or about that, who are kiddos basically going on an adventure. And in The Amber Spyglass, spoiler alert, but the book starts with Will and Lyra separated, and they are trying to find each other again, and then they go on a journey, which I don't want to spoil what the journey is, and also the war that we've kind of been building up to happens in this book. And yeah, it was really enjoyable, and I love this series. They're not the happiest books in the world. The endings are all a bit like heartbreaking for one reason or another, but they are really lovely books, and I really enjoy them. They're very anti-church, so yeah, if you're not a fan of that, probably don't read them, but fully recommend. The other book I finished this week was Nick and Charlie, which is about the character. It's a novella, I believe it is. It's not very long, certainly, about Nick and Charlie, who are the people from Heartstopper, and it's part of a different series by Alice Osman. His Dark Materials trilogy is by Philip Pullman. This is by Alice Osman. So this is following. It's a novella. I can't say words anymore, apparently. So yeah, this is about Nick and Charlie. Everyone knows they're the perfect couple, but Nick is leaving for university and Charlie is going to be left behind at sixth form. Oh my god, I'm just not able to word today, apparently. As the goodbye gets closer, Nick and Charlie question whether their love is strong enough to survive being apart, or are they delaying the inevitable. I enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars, don't get me wrong. I think it's a good book. I think it's a good novella. I think it adds to the series quite well. There are bits that I'm not sure Nick and Charlie necessarily acted like I would have expected them to from the graphic novels. But also, as with all things, it is just miscommunication. Like loads of romance novels, it's just miscommunication, and that is kind of the drama. It does very much, like, it sort of follows the sequence of a romance novel, except that they start the books together, which is very nice. I really like the thoughts processes you get behind it, which you don't necessarily get so much in Heartstopper, because, you know, it's written word rather than graphic novel, and I really enjoyed that. I think it's a really nice touch. The drama was dramaing, obviously, and I felt like it was too prolonged in some ways in book time, like not in reading time, but in book time it felt too prolonged. It felt like they couldn't possibly have done that, knowing them from the Heartstopper novels, you know. But yeah, I don't know, that is what it was. But then can we expect them to be exactly the same people what they are in the Heartstopper novels? This is set 2 years later, so probably not. Right, gonna pause for a second. Look at that foil wiggle. Isn't it just 10 out of 10? Chef's kiss, beautiful. Oh, what you need in your life, because it's what I need in my life. So yeah, that is that. And then the other things I put in my sidebar is excited for, which is I'm excited for Florida. I am going in May. This was the beginning of May, and I was like, oh my god, it's here. The month we are going in is here. So super, super excited about that. And then I also put game night in my sidebar. On Thursday, we had a couple of our neighbours round, so our direct next door neighbours and somebody from around the corner. They came round and we had a games night, so we had pizza and chips, and we played some games. It was a lot of fun. We played like general party-ish games, so we played Herd Mentality, which is essentially a game where you all write down an answer and you're trying to match as many people as possible, but there are like random questions like who's the best Muppet. That was a really bad example. One of the questions was, what would the reader be called if they had a different name? That was me. Literally we all wrote a different name. That was fun. Yeah, you're trying not to be on your own out of the herd, and you get the pink cow if you are on your own, the answer, and nobody else is on their own. The other games we played was Poetry for the Thunderals. I feel like I say that word wrong and I'm sorry, which is basically like a fast talking description game, but you can only use words of one syllable, which is a lot harder than you think. The words are kind of set up a bit easier to try and get them in one syllable, and also they do quite a lot of, so you can get 1 point if you get the simpler word, and then there's a more complicated version of it where you can get 3 points. We played with Girls vs Boys and the girls won. Woohoo. I didn't do very well in Herd Mentality. I think that's a game that works best the better you know people. So yeah, I feel like the other people in the room, the 2 sets of neighbours that came over are closer to each other than we are to them necessarily. And it's kind of like we're friends with our direct neighbours, we're kind of vaguely friends with the neighbour around the corner, and then our next door neighbour and the neighbour around the corner are good friends. So like the next door neighbour is the central point, but we held the game night. Does that make sense? So like, I feel like, yeah, Matt and Chloe, who are our next door neighbours, had an advantage, kind of. Anyway, that was that. And then we played Harry Potter Double, which was hilarious. I've only ever played Double with 2 people before, but with more people it is absolutely like chaotic and hilarious, and it's so much fun. It's basically like sort of a match the icon snap type game, so there's like lots of icons on a card, and they will always match. There will always be one item that matches on each card, and there's lots of different varieties that you can play, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's fun with 2 people, but with lots of people it's really chaotic and hilarious in some of the versions. So yeah, that's kind of that. So that's a bit about our game night, because I won't have a chance to talk about it properly when I get to it. I've discovered this is the best thing to do with my beginning time if I've like gone over the books already, is to talk about like my highlight of the week, because there's normally quite a lot to say about my highlight of the week, because that's why it's my highlight of the week. But yeah, I don't know. So we are gonna move on to the day by day in just a moment, because I am popping it down the last few boxes. I can't really think what else happened this week. Obviously Wednesday was my bigger day. I don't work Wednesdays, so that's probably why, and I was feeling very exhausted over the weekend, but we'll get to that. On to Monday, I was feeling really, really poorly. If you remember my last plan with me, I was really poorly on the Sunday, and like I was trying to have a rest day anyway, but I was like completely knocked for 6 with a virus on top of gastritis and really struggling. And Monday was kind of a continuation of that. I don't work Mondays. because I don't like Mondays. So I marked in first that I was feeling really poorly, and I did some admin for Waltz 20, which is a walk we organise as a fundraiser for our garage unit. That was on Saturday. I'm first aider, so I'm at home during the time. I'm available. I'm on call basically as first aider, but where we do the walk has really poor signal, so they need me to be away from that. So yeah, then I marked that I was in my feelings and struggling because I was feeling poorly. We did lots of Lego building. I was building my Lego Harry Potter castle. I believe I finished it this week, or yeah, I finished this on the Saturday, which is really exciting. And then I was listening to the Amber Spyglass whilst I was doing that, and then I just had rest time. Yeah, it was quite a restful day in general week. On Tuesday I had work. I was still feeling really poorly, but I did go to work, and me and my colleague had a long chat about ADHD and our symptoms. So he's male and I'm female, but we both think we have ADHD and don't see the point in getting diagnosed, or rather we don't want to get diagnosed because we see lots of our traits as like our superpower sort of thing. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like we like how our brains work, even though it causes lots of problems in our lives as well. Anyway, we were having a long conversation about that. Came home from work and had an accidental nap. Did not mean to. I literally put my head down on the sofa and fell asleep. It was like I was that tired. Then I did some Lego building and listening to the Amber Spyglass, and then I also pulled stickers for the previous week because I try and get that done early in the week and like do the scripts early in the week. So onto the Wednesday, I started the day with doing a big brain dump, and then we did some admin for our holiday, things like we hadn't booked a car or anything like that, so we booked a car and stuff like, yeah, just similar stuff like that, putting our passport details into the flights and stuff. We'd like booked our flights, but we put our passport details in, stuff like that needed doing before we go, but like not needed doing a little while before we went, not just like in the time before. And that's some of the brain dump I did, was like things we need to get done before we go away. So it was just like a start of thinking about, oh, we're going away this month, what do we need to do? Then I had a goals call with Sophie, where we just go over our previous month's goals and our goals for the month ahead to try and make us like focus a bit more on our goals for the month. So we did that, and then I started reading Crazy Cat Lady, which was a really good book. I finished that next week though, so I'll talk about that next. Plan with me. Then I recorded a voiceover and did some editing. Did our laundry, was doing like the pre-holiday laundry, like make sure we've got enough clean pants and socks and that sort of thing. We're probably going to have to do more washing before we go away, but yeah, we thought if we do a load now, then just before we go away, if we do a bit more, it'll be fine. Then we tidied the house. We try to tidy the house on a Wednesday. Our cleaner comes every other Thursday, so we try and do it every Wednesday so that the house is tidy for a Thursday, no matter whether she's coming or not. Then one of the rangers came round to learn about what she needs to do for the cats while we're away. My parents go sooner to Florida than we do, and she's doing both cats, so she decided to like put them on the same day, so she came to ours on Wednesday. Did some odd tasks, decided to make a packing list, like so we can start thinking about things that we don't want to put away when we do laundry and stuff. Then built some more Lego. On Thursday I was at work. I was in a bit of a mood and grump because I was still feeling quite poorly. Met up with Rachel and had a chat with her over coffee. Came home and did some resting, basically laid in bed to try and feel better. And then we had the games night, which I already went through, so I'm going to just move on to Friday because I'm nearly finished putting Friday down. Again, I was at work and I left work really grumpy and in my feelings because we had a palliative patient we were trying to discharge, and then just things kept going wrong and meaning we couldn't discharge her, and it was heartbreaking and really sad, and I was really so worried she was gonna die over the weekend in hospital. Luckily she didn't, and we managed to get her to her preferred place of death on the Tuesday after this, which is the week I'm living at the moment. But yeah, I just thought I'd add that in because it wasn't a nice time. I came home and sobbed basically, and then I went to bed. I skipped dinner and went for a nap, and then actually I woke up from my nap at like 9:30 and I was like, spoke to my husband and was like, let's just go to bed now and sleep through, and I did. And we in fact slept in on Saturday, which like that is the most I've slept in a very long time. It was so needed, and I was still exhausted, so I got up, did my morning routine type thing, couldn't focus on any tasks, so I went back for a nap. Then I was still like lethargic and struggling, so I decided to rest a bit and build some Lego, and I finished my Lego Hogwarts, and it is amazing. I've got the big Hogwarts Lego set. It is fake Lego because I refuse to give J.K. Rowling money, and yeah, I'm obsessed with it. But I was really dissociating and not with it that day at all. Was listening to his Dark Materials whilst I built Hogwarts, and then I started a new Lego set, which is a tiny micro Lego cat that I've actually finished by now. But yeah, micro Lego is really hard. Just putting it out there. Then on to the Sunday, Lego are coming out with a cat set, and I'm definitely going to have to buy that, by the way. On to the Sunday, I was trying to be productive again, so I was working on my portfolio, did a load of editing and some filming as well, was reading my book, sorted some Disney pins with my mum, decided to start pulling out some general stuff that we're taking, like we had bought a load of Disney tops, so pulled out those, built more of the micro cat, and then my husband spilt my beer literally all over the Lego pieces. That was really stressful and not my favourite thing, and I was like, sod this, I'm off to bed, you can clear this up. Thank you for watching. I am going to show you my leftovers now. I did the little thank you and like started to say bye-bye and then realised I hadn't shown my leftovers. So here are my leftovers. Yeah, so I left him to clear up the beer while I went to bed, and to be fair, he did a really good job, and the cat is now complete, so can't really complain. That is it for this video. Comment, like down below, let me know what you think. Do you love these kind of pinky purple spreads? Thank you for watching, I'll see you in my next one. Bye!